Evening, everyone. It's about 5:50 on Tuesday evening, and this is your closing comment. It's video number 385, and I'd like to again remind you, if you like the work, please hit the like button and subscribe. Okay, so we'll start with the headline, and the headline is that the S&P finally closed at a new all-time high today. It was up 779 or 0.23%, and it had been higher and sold off and actually barely held on to that price. We were, within $1 of not making it. Okay, beyond that, after this morning's pre-open, a little later in the morning, we had housing starts up 22.6%, which was a monster number. And permits were up 18.8%. And although single units were strong, the real gain came, or the surprise in the gain came from multi-units, so apartments and condos and such. This is even with the price of lumber having gone from 250 to 754, so it's increased as an input cost by 300%, and copper, and I'm guessing most of these homes will be built with PVC pipe. Copper has gone from $1.98 to $2.97, which is also a gain of roughly 50%. So less, but still substantial. Okay, so the markets were a split affair today again, with the Dow down 66.84 or 0.24%. The Nas was up 81.12 or 0.75%. The real weakness was in the transports, down just under 88 or 0.8%, and the small caps, which the Russell was down 1570 or a full percent. We had a lot of news, and what we also had were two major Dow stocks that reported today, and as I mentioned in the pre-open comment, had traded substantially higher and then could not get back there. Walmart, which had traded as high as 144.75, actually finished the day at 134.71, which was down 89 cents. And even in the real world market, it never reached anywhere near the 144.75, and the same was true of Home Depot, which had more of a loss after trading $2.99 in the pre-open. It traded down and actually broke yesterday's low and closed $15 under that number at $2.85, down $3.24. So that was a great deal of the weakness in the Dow. On the other hand, we had the stocks like Amazon with a 3,800 target, trading up to 33.12.49, closing up 130.08. A lot of these stocks, I'd actually like to see them start trading in half point or full point increments. But Amazon was up 4.1%. And we had another rally again today in Tesla. On the downside, we had a couple of fairly substantial moves on news. The first being Teva, which yesterday was just under 12, and had is being sued by the U.S. government for false claims and kickbacks that occurred from 2007 to 2015 in the neighborhood of about 300 million on kickbacks on copays on their MS drug. The stock traded down to 980 and closed at 1048, down $1.11 or 9.6%. And of course, this morning we also had Kohl's, KSS, which reported a beat again on dramatically lowered expectations, which, as you know, I consider a beat of lowered expectations, not a beat. But this one was a major decline in both revenues and in their forward guidance. And the stock closed 2001 down 344 or 14.7%. We also had late news on Sorrento, SRNE. And Sorrento, a stock that has gone from $1.56 to $19.39 and had closed at 12.28, up 18 cents, lost a CFO. Always a bad sign. Sorrento is up on what they said was an oral test for COVID, and the stock immediately traded down to 10.23, so down almost $2. And the last trade was 10.91, and that was down about $1.37. The advanced declines in the market were particularly weak today, as was the advancing and declining volume. On the New York, we were 3-2 down, and even the NASDAQ, up 81.12, was 5-3 down. The only positive thing was that volume was light. So that's where we are. And the chart on the screen, everybody I'm sure recognizes it by now. A really severe break in the US dollar index. We traded as low as 92.11 and closed down 0.63%. That is a big number for a daily decline. I have two prices for oil because we're about to roll from the September delivery to the October delivery. The outgoing September closed 42.89, which was up 60, and the incoming October, although higher in price at 43.12, was actually down a nickel. Gold had another great day, 2013 up 1440. Bitcoin was down 450 of the 550 it was up yesterday. And I want to show you a chart of the bonds because I think that this is kind of interesting also. The bonds had a great trading range. We were actually short the bonds using the TBT a week and a half ago, when we hit the top of that trading range. And in 6 days, we came down to the bottom of that trading range, and we are moving higher again. Now, if the market were to turn down, I would see again what is deemed the flight to safety. And that would be moving from stocks into bonds a little safer. And we could see this move all the way back up to the top end of that trading range, which is a substantial move. But beyond that, falling interest rates and questionable issues of whether or not we're going to get any further stimulus from the government really puts a pall on this market, as extended as it is to the upside. All right, everyone, I'll be back before the open tomorrow, and have a good evening. Hope everyone had a good day, and don't forget to subscribe.